Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 12 carries, 51 yards.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
On second down and 4, Prescott got an open man. It's Michael Gallup, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry by Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, 47.
On third down, it's Prescott. Being chased out left. Oh, Prescott stripped. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick. And this is incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you did? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott completes it to Jason Witten. 12 yards there and a first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott, and the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Now Prescott. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really be demoralizing.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
First down, Prescott. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Elliott, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Open man is Stewart. It's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter now, it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Cooper was the target there, but it'll be 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Complete to Jason Witten. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jason Witten, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Cowboys are in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. To throw, Fitzpatrick. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters, as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Fitzpatrick. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Austin. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Outright completes it to Jarwin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And he finds a man on a crossing route. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles, and really scatter some people, can't they?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Check.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Elliott. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Then we're going to 52. That's the way. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. Elliott. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Raekwon McMillan in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To throw is Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
The kick by Marr is good. And that will make our score 9-0. Of course, the door for Marr was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. To throw is Fitzpatrick. And it's caught by Parker. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was looking to go back to Stills, and that'll bring up second down. Well, this game certainly has some historical ties. These two teams met way back in Super Bowl VI, played at Tulane Stadium in New Orleans, Dallas getting the victory. First title for the Cowboys. They've won 4 more since, but that next season was when Miami had the perfect season, still the only undefeated campaign in league history, as they capped it with a win over Washington at Super Bowl VII in Los Angeles. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick again. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Let's go.
Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Kalen Ballage out of the backfield, and that'll bring up second down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. The 40, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the 38, Prescott rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Wide open receiver complete. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run with Elliott. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Here's Elliott. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
47.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
This will be caught at about the 5. The ball comes out, and this will go out of bounds, and they're still short of the line to gain, so this is going to be a turnover on downs here.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Blake Jarwin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
It just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats, but really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, 77 yards. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd?
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Boy, that got pretty close to disaster. Going for 2, you cough it up. They almost returned it all the way to the other end for 2 for themselves.
You think electron ball security is in order here? Because and it's not just taking care of it, it's what you just talked about. What can result when you don't take care of it? They almost gave up a score.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Sliding out of the pocket. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. Prescott now from the 50. Throw left side complete. It's Elliott. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here we go, 47.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Prescott yet again. On the crossing route, complete. That's Cobb. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On 2nd down now. It's Drake. Now Drake loses the football. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset defenders on that.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time.
And the pressure gets to him again.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins now down by 10, 2:09 to play. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he's got room. And hold everything here. This one is not over yet. They return it for the touchdown.
They continue to fight, don't they?
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Hey, color. 61, matchbox lights.
In your face.
Fitzpatrick. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Here's Fitzpatrick. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The Dolphins on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jeff Heath, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Parker unable to get that one.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Well, Prescott here to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And they'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott steps away to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Here we go.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. And it'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for Dallas, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.